I see myself as a West Country girl who has lived all her adult life in London. I think that if I were to get married and have children and give up my career, I would want to go back and live in the countryside again. I think London is a very good place to live for young people.
In Private Lives today we meet Mo Crow. Mo is 34 years old and she was born in a small village in the west of England. When Mo was 18, her dream was to work in the theatre. Now she's a show manager at the Royal Albert Hall in London. As we'll discover, Mo is a determined young woman who's very enthusiastic about her job. And we'll hear her talk about the house where she lives, her concerns about the environment, as well as what it's like to work behind the scenes at a great British building. First, Mo retraces her steps from working hard for her A-level exams in her final year at school to going on to drama college and becoming a show manager at one of Britain's most magnificent venues.
I was determined to get good A-level results so that I could go into whatever career I wanted to. However, what I really wanted to do, I think, was acting or presenting, something like that. I soon grew too tall to be an actress. I'm 5'9½". So I gave up ideas of that and began to think about jobs backstage, such as stage management. I went to the Guildhall School of Music and Drama and studied stage management there. Then I worked for a series of small theatre companies and ended up at the Royal Albert Hall.
Mo lives in West London and travels to work by bicycle or underground train, depending on the weather. She's home-loving and a landlady, since she rents one of the rooms in her house to an old friend.
I live in a Victorian terraced house. It's a small 3-bedroomed house. It's the first property I have ever owned, and I love it. I have a lodger who I've known for many, many years. He's called Tony, and I like to be at home whenever I can. I like to plan redecorating my home. I love gardening. My favourite room is probably the living room.
Mo supports 2 organisations which campaign to protect the environment, and she saves items of household rubbish so they can be collected by local government workers and reused.
I'm very concerned about the environment. I'm a supporter of Greenpeace and Friends of the Earth. I'm very into recycling. I recycle from home paper, card, cans, bottles. I'm also a vegetarian. Not a strict vegetarian because I do eat fish.
Mo and her friends make the most of living in London. They often go out to restaurants and bars, and they go to the cinema or theatre at least once a week.